may I add that you go everywhere. You take yourself to Europe and the mainland and everywhere you can go to learn about how it works. Well,
I'm over there promoting Hawaii, saying as you think of where you want to locate, think of Hawaii. So I'm out there. I mean, I start every comment to any of these large conventions. I start out with aloha. I'm from Hawaii, and
I'm sure they love it.
And they do, and they do. And so that's been successful, Jay. I was able to get Ocean Links to come out here, and now Ocean Links is going ahead with its technology on Maui.
Oh, that's great.
I was able to get WaveGen to come out here, and they're talking with Department of Transportation about revetment or shore jetty placements. And they have the big funding from Voice Siemens. And then I just keep, I feel like tugging on people in the convention saying, come on, we want you in the islands. Then I bring them back to Hawaii, and the focus is just really kind of tunnel vision on wind and solar, because that's what we know.
Next time you take one of these trips, next time you go to Europe or wherever these conferences are, maybe you could try to take some young student at SOWEST at the university, some young scientist with you to expose him or her, and then bring him back or her, and try to help them build something that is either in conjunction with Earth Links,
right. Ocean Links.
Ocean Links,
right?
Or in a contract with them, so that there's a collaboration. And then we start developing our own expertise outside of theirs.
So in other words, get the youth excited about this. Well, okay, I did a small step toward doing that. I was asked to be a keynote speaker at the International OME conference that was held recently in Honolulu. And it was really very oil-driven and oil-based, because up until now, that's what the engineers were doing. So I felt like I was in a oil sandwich between two oil giants, and I was in the middle saying, wait a minute, maybe you want to go explore for oil, you want to show your technology where you can drill through the ice, you can do all these things, but for Hawaii, that's not our technology. So I turned to the audience and I said, how many of you graduated within the last 10 years? 1/3 of the audience, they raised their hands. There were 800 of the people there. They raised their hands. They were from all over the world. And I said, okay, I'm talking to you. Wave energy technology is where we need to go. We've got to get off oil. We have to move ahead with a green, renewable energy that will create jobs and bring money into the economy. And the young people came up to me. I would say that one of the keynote speakers that was very high up in one of the oil companies sort of looked at me after my speech, and that was the last he would talk to me. But no.
It is truly amazing that there are people in the oil industry. I'm not sure they do this in Europe, but they would come and tell us that oil is still okay.
Oh, right.
And
right.
It amazes, even on CNBC this morning, I saw a congressman take the position that it's not settled about global warming. We're not scientifically sure yet. I am. You are. and then at this conference I just mentioned that I came from just now, the Venture Capital Association, Jeff Michelina was there with photographs of the polar ice cap between 1980 and now, and it's 1/3 the size.
I know.
And lest we forget, it's not just a question of producing energy in lieu of fossil fuel for strategic reasons. It's a matter of saving the planet.
Well, true. And the young people there at that conference understood, and they came up to me afterward and said that they were very motivated to look at this now. Well, the problem there, I'm delighted they are, but the problem there again is the people with the money to pay them to work are the ones that are oil-based. And that's where government has got to step in with the policy. Well, as you said, with the Obama administration, don't reduce the amount for wave energy. A number of us are fighting back against that reduction to say, wait a minute, that's short-sighted. The growth and the power is there in the ocean, and you don't reduce the money, so they're not going to be able to develop the technology locally in America.
Never stop, Cynthia. You know, because it's a work in progress, isn't it?
I know.
All of this is.
Oh, I know.
And it's going to change, and every year is a new opportunity in both in the state and the executive in the state and also in the federal government.
There's one director in the state government that runs when he sees me coming.
Why do I think I know who that is?
And it doesn't matter, I catch him anyway. Because it has to be all encompassing. I thought your ending of your article was just excellent. And may I quote you?
Sure.
Okay. It's much too early to limit ourselves to biodiesel, wind, and solar. We must keep our confidence high, our options open, our entrepreneurs funded, and our engineers interested. If we play it right, we can harvest wave energy for Hawaii and export technology to the world. This dark horse can be an energy jackpot, and that is J. Fidell. And it was excellent. I mean, just excellent. You said it all in that paragraph. And this is what we need to get out to the rest of the decision makers here in Hawaii.
Every year, every day, every time we can make a public appearance like this very show. Thank you so much for doing it. Thank you so much for doing all that you do for wave energy.
Well, I appreciate that. I look at the jobs that we could create out there for our people. And that's why I fought so hard to have Act 221 stay alive, because that's a key part. You know, many people were coming at that legislation from different angles. I saw it as essential if we're going to develop the green renewable energy that we need in our islands. And it's something that we have to have. If we stumble, we've got to go back next session, and we have to make sure that things are going to move ahead.
I think we have stumbled, but I think we will go back. In a funny way, this has galvanized the tech industry. Mm-hmm. They'll be back. You'll see more of them next year. And you'll see them, you know, with suggestions for a comprehensive plan, for policy, for incentives, for funding. And maybe in the end, it's not such a bad thing, because now we will have clarity.
Well, okay. And then the thing that I hope that they would do, I hope the high-tech industry would do, would be make sure that they're all encompassing and including renewable energy in it, because that's such a first-hand experience for people. The Dr. Sidney Chow, as I mentioned to you, had written to the governor because of the importance of an Act 221 kind of legislation, and he's one of the inventors and promoters of wave energy technology. So we just have to make sure that the high-tech industry incorporates or includes the green energy side in whatever they're going to be doing.
It's actually a number of segments of the high-tech industry. You know?
Right.
It's the oceanography, it's the engineers for sure, mm-hmm. It's the materials science people, and it's you know, and they have to work together. So the result is this is a coming together mm-hmm. in the end, as actually more than any of the others right now. And I think we will learn more from this and become more of a leader if we mm-hmm. focus on this particular energy, or at least include it in an array of the others.
Well, and that's the important part. It needs to be part of the array. Right now, I see it having been put on a shelf and said, sit over there, we'll look at you later, but we're going to only focus on the wind and the cable, and you sit on a shelf. What a mistake. What a loss of opportunity. And I don't know how we would explain that to the young graduates that say, we have to leave the islands. We don't have the jobs here in things that we really care about. And we could.
Well,
and we
next year.
should. And Jay, I thank you tremendously.
Thank you, Cynthia.
I want to keep doing this.
The same. More articles, more appearances, more
Absolutely.
TV, and more bills.
Absolutely. And we will get wave energy moving.
Thank you, Cynthia.
Thank you all.